So, how's it going, people? This is Bharat here. Welcome back to yet another video. I'm really stoked to talk about to you guys about a very important topic in this video. We've been going about 2 videos now talking about internships only, specifically IT and computer science related internships in India. So, I want to dedicate this video particularly to talk about resumes. So intern resumes are going to be very vital. Lot of colleges nowadays and universities nowadays in India are requiring that you complete a mandatory internship with a company. So there might be a scenario where your college itself is actually arranging for the internship. There might also be a scenario where you have to go ahead and apply for those internships. So that's what I did. I went about applying for 25 companies and I got callbacks from 3 or 4 companies, and I landed my dream company, which is right now at Amazon. I did my internship for 9 months. So how did I do that? That's going to be a topic for next video, where I'm going to be sharing you guys my intern resume that I used to apply. I found it out. It's been around 3 years now, but I still found it out. So I'm going to be sharing it with you guys in the next video. So consider subscribing to the channel and staying tuned for that. But now for this video, I'm going to be taking those learnings from that. What did I do it right to get that intern call? So that's what I'm going to be talking about in this video. The topic is going to be about my 5-point guide, rather my important tips on how do you write the proper resume. It might not be the best resume out there, but how do you write the proper resume that's going to be resonating with that company? It should be targeted towards your dream company. Have that in your mind when you write, but do not do not stray away from your topic or the goal. That's what I'm going to be helping you guys about with this video. It's a very important video, and also I'll try to keep it as short as possible, no gimmicking around as such. So make sure you stay tuned till the end and like this video and share it with your friends if you found it helpful. So without any further ado, let's get this video started. Alright, so I have written a lot of points here. I want to make sure that I summarize it properly to you. So for the first point that I've written is to keep it real. I mean, in the head, you always want to show off that you have done this, you have done that. Rather, just to keep it as real as possible. Have you actually done that? So that's going to be a very important question as an interviewer or as an employer. I would like to see, have you done this in the first place? If you have done this, what exactly have you put the work to do that? So it might be a project that is about some data science library, or it could be a simple project which might involve web server architecture, or it could be a simple even UI project, UI design. But did you do that? So always keep it real. Do not try to copy paste code from somebody else, or do not try to copy somebody else's project. This isn't specific to IT alone. I'm talking about all engineering streams in general. So do not try to copy other projects and put it in your resume and show off like you did it. That's going to be a very simple breakthrough for companies who would find it. They will see through your resume in a matter of seconds. As soon as they see that the specific project getting repeated in multiple resumes, they know you didn't do that. So do not do that. Just understand, you have to keep it real. It's not about what you can show off, rather it's about what you learned and what you are studying right now. So that's going to be a very important part of the resume. So that's with the first point. Let's jump to the second point. Alright, so the second biggest mistake that I see people doing, and also a lot of people who are applying for intern doing, is that they do everything at the last minute. So let's say that the fourth semester, or it could be the sixth semester, you're trying to apply for internships. A lot of people, what they do is that if they're going to apply for internship in the sixth semester, they start about preparing their internship resumes about 5-10 days before. They soon understand that they haven't done anything to actually put in that resume, which becomes a big problem, right? You shouldn't be in a situation where there is nothing that you can show that you did. So what I would highly recommend is that for people who are trying to get the summer internships, start at least 6 months before. Starting at least 6 months before should mean that you are going to be preparing yourself for what is the basic content that I want to be available, that I want to show in my resume. It could be a simple set of 3 projects. I've got a lot of different ideas for projects in my channel itself. You can check them out. You can take any 3 projects from that, 3 or 5 projects, and try to complete them over the period of 6 months. It could be a simple project. It could be a medium difficulty project. It could be even a very hard project that you did with a team of 5 people, team of 3 people. That's still going to count. But you got to do it. There isn't no shortcut here. You got to complete it. You have to show it to the people that have completed it. In terms of coding and in terms of IT related companies, a lot of companies are moving towards a scenario where they want to see the code that you wrote. If it is a public repository that's available that you can share the code with, they definitely want to see the code. They are spending engineers to look at the code. They are actually analyzing what you exactly know even before you come and sit for the interview. So that's very important. Even though it's in a simple internship position, they're going to spend so much amount of time understanding what you have done. And when they are actually going to do that, you have to be double prepared and make sure that you have done something. Now, the second question obviously you guys will have is that I don't have time. I'm actually writing this resume. I'm seeing this video exactly right before I want to start writing the resume. So what exactly should I do? So now is the part where you shouldn't keep it in your head. Do not copy anybody else's project. The first thing you want to do is just start writing out or filling out your LinkedIn profile. Get a proper profile done, write proper stuff in that, and start understanding what are the different courses or what are the different classes that you took in your last previous year or whatever year you've completed. Let's say you've completed around 5 semesters. Understand what are the different courses that you've taken in the 5 semesters and pick out what was your favorite one. Let's say that I loved algorithms in my second semester. I'm going to be picking that algorithms out, and since I already know what is about what are the different techniques that are available with algorithms, I'm going to be spending about a day or two writing a simple code or writing a simple package or writing a simple library that is going to do something with that. The best idea would always be to show something visually. So there are a lot of pathfinding algorithms, visualization algorithms that you can write in less than half a day. So I would highly recommend you guys to start working on that. So it's going to be about, say, an algorithm that you pick up. You can show them visually on the screen using some animation, all of that sort. So that's going to be visually appealing to anybody who's seeing it, and it's something that you wrote, and you're going to be doing it in less than a day. So that's a little bit of a shortcut that I would give, but it's only for the people who are applying towards end or crunching their internship resume. So do not always crunch your internship resume. If you find that you have another 1 month time or even a 2 month time, make use of that in a very, very good fashion. Complete that resume, have content for the resume. That's going to be my second important point. Let's go for the third point. Alright, so coming to the third point, this is something that I find a lot of people doing. You find that there is an internship position for a networking company. There's an internship position for a front-end development company. So what a lot of people do is that they want some kind of internship, they want to sit in some kind of internship. So they just write like 25 different, they just apply with one internship resume for 25 different companies. So something I did, a mistake that I did. Later I realized that a lot of companies, what they do is they understand what the project that you're doing or whatever interest that you'll definitely have a section where you will say this is my interest, and they'll understand that no, this person's interest is not aligning with my company's goal, and I'm not going to pick this resume. So let's say that there's a company with respect to front-end development, there's another company with respect to network development, network architecture, all of that, server-side scripting, and there's some other company which does basic DevOps, services, and all of that sort. So when you're applying for these 3 different companies, you make some effort in changing at least your interest column so that it's going to be helpful in understanding the company is going to relate to you much faster. This newbie mistake is actually going to cost you very, very dearly. What will happen is that companies do see your resume, they read through your resume, and as soon as they come to your interest section or as soon as they see your project section, experience, like in interest in project, your education, your favorite courses, all of those sections, they'll understand that the company, the resume that they have in their hand is not resonating with their company's goal, and they're going to reject it right there. So definitely do not do that. Spend some time, understand what are the different companies that you want to apply to, and make minor modifications so that you're actually applying to the company rather than having one set of internship resume and sending out to 100 different companies. That's not going to work. It's not. It might result in a couple of callbacks and 3 callbacks, but you got to understand that your interest should align, right? At the end of the day, the internship is for you, and you got to understand that you got to learn something from them. So always make sure that your interest is aligning to the company, and that's a very, very important newbie mistake that a lot of people do. Alright, the second important mistake that I've written is that this is actually the fourth point again. So the fourth point is to start with the couple of newbie mistakes that people usually do. The first one is that they just fill out the entire resume with a lot of educational details. So this is one mistake that I used to do, was that I used to give my 10th mark, 12th mark, my first semester, second semester, third semester, fourth semester. I used to give my every single GPA giving my favorite courses in that, favorite subjects that I took in that specific year, and it just made my internship resume look like my college, or I would say my educational profile. It's just a waste of time. A lot of companies don't even spend, their eyes don't even go to the education profile. They just go through the top GPA. Maybe they just look at your GPA, your CGPA, and maybe your 12th mark at the max. They don't even go to your 10th mark. It's as simple as that. So the rule of thumb is to always have just 2 education qualifications put in your resume. Even if it's an internship resume, just put your CGPA till then and put your 12th mark. If some people do put their 10th mark in, which is not required in my sense, but don't overdo it. Don't just fill out the entire education section for like one full page. Nobody's going to look at that. And also it's a very big red flag, because they just assume that you're trying to fill out the paper rather than actually showing them what you know. That's the first newbie mistake. Second newbie mistake is there is no single format for resumes. I'm telling you this for different reasons. There is no single format of resume. There is no one simple or one template that you have to pick out and that's going to be your winning resume. No. The winning resume is always going to be what strikes the person who's reading faster. So my eyes always go to the top of the section, which is called the business portion of a resume. So my eyes always goes to the top of the section. My eyes also scans through the middle portion. My eyes waits for the end of the paper. So these are the 3 important sections where my eyes on my brain will always look to. This is very simple human psychology. So when you look at the top of the resume, you have the heading resume, obviously a resume or curriculum vitae or whatever you put. And to the right, always have your profile. It could be a simple LinkedIn profile. It could be a simple GitHub link, GitHub profile where you have put all your projects in. Do not put an empty GitHub profile. Just put some projects in that and paste that link. So these are going to be my business portion. My eyes looks to that, and I immediately understand that this person has both LinkedIn and their GitHub profile. GitHub profile is not mandatory. Some engineering students or some other branch of engineering might not require GitHub profile. So even for computer science and IT engineers, I wouldn't always recommend, don't just put a GitHub profile for the sake of putting it. Rather just be as real as possible. So you have a GitHub profile. If you have your own website or things like that, put that. So these are going to be my sections that I'm immediately going to look at when I look at the top portion. Now, when I'm actually scanning through the profile or scanning through the resume, my eyes actually stops at important keywords only. So make sure that you don't put too much highlight on places that are not required. For example, educational profile is okay. Like I understand that you got like 9-point CGPA and everything. So highlight that portion. Just don't highlight anything else. Coming to the project section or even your experiences or the things that you've done, highlight only the names of the projects that you've done or simple keywords that is going to catch my attention when I'm scanning through the entire resume. So those are going to be very important places. And towards the end, always have your interests or my role towards the company. Just have a simple single line talking about your interest on what exactly you're doing, what exactly is actually going to be the interest that is going to align with the company, things like that has to feel personal. And these are going to be my 3 important points when you're writing your resume. Structuring is very important, but this is how you're going to structure it. So these are actually some things I'm telling you through my mouth. In the next video, I'm going to be showing you guys a point by point and what exactly is going to happen. So let's get it completed as fast as possible. So these are going to be my couple of newbie mistakes that people do, and that's done with the 4th point. Alright, so we finally at the 5th point, the end of this guide for writing a proper internship resume. And internship resume has to be reviewed. So again, understand, a lot of you people have the best resume. You feel you have the best resume, but do not assume that your resume is going to be the top one compared to somebody else in your class or somebody else in your department. Always get your internship resumes or any resume reviewed by people in the industry. It could be a very simple review from your friend, or it could be even somebody who's going to be your senior, somebody else who's actually working in the company. Get your resume reviewed. So the number of times you get your resume reviewed, you are going to be getting a lot of different pointers. People who have the experience would actually look at it and understand that there are few things missing. They'll understand that where is your project, why are you putting this project down, this project should be coming up the first because it looks catchy. And also the experiences section, you have understanding of 3 different languages, but just show me what exactly is the percentage of understanding. How well do you know Python? So things like that, they catch it when you actually give your resume out for review. So do not be very shy about giving your resume out for review always get it reviewed by at least couple of people who are in the industry whichever you are applying to. So that's how you actually structure your resumes. That's very important. You get it reviewed, you understand what's the mistake, you go for multiple iterations and keep on changing it. So pretty much that's how I would go about writing any resume. Internship resumes in particular are going to be very important because it's going to launch you into that career space. So make sure you don't do a lot of mistakes around that. A lot of companies don't want experience. They just want to know what you are interested in the first place. And that's pretty much going to get you that callback. So anyway, that's pretty much it for this video. Hope I didn't take so much of your time. If you guys like the wanted to smash that like button, but most importantly, share it with your friends, because I understand that a lot of you guys have this question again and again, and if it's useful, you definitely would share it, and I appreciate your time. Let me meet in the next video. I'm coming out with my resume that got me into Amazon, so pretty interesting videos coming up right next. Let me meet you there. Until then, it's Bharat. Peace out. Have a super awesome day.